Yo, what's up, everybody? And this is a message called Facing Situations. Now, that can go in many different directions. It can go this way, it can go that way, it can go this way, and it can go this way, right? Because facing situations can be, so first of all, this is how you got to start viewing life, right? We're all categorized in groups and specifics, talents and gifts, wheelhouses, what you do, what you don't do. So, for example, let's just give you an example to where you would understand, like when I'm speaking to the majority, right? Because that's who I want to change. I want to change the thought patterns of the masses because those are usually the ones who are stooped, deceived, and have no idea what's going on. So like if you look at a player, right? Somebody who's single, just all about them honeys. You look about a woman, she's all about her career, right? And you have a marriage, she's all about their marriage, right? And then let's say you have somebody who's just went to school, somebody who just graduated college. Facing decisions are going to look different in everyone's life. So if I told the player how you face decisions, he's going to look at it like this. Dang, there's that girl with that bomb, beep. And she's going to be like, look at this guy checking me out, right? And then so he's going to think of facing decisions as, how can I face a decision to get that home, right? So there's one. And then you have the woman who's all about her career. How can I overdo this person at work? Or see what I'm saying? And then you have the marriage. They're going to face decisions, right? How can I communicate better with my wife? How could I bring this up to her? It might hurt her feelings. Or how could I say this to my husband without offending him? You know what I'm saying? And then the one who's going to school. What school do I want to go to? What school is this offered? And then when you're graduating, decisions they need to make. What career do I need to go to, right? So now that you got the backdrop of what this is, now I hope you'd open up your mind and heart to receive something that's going to help you. So apply this to your life. And how do you make decisions? I'm not saying any decision I just said was something I agree with, because I don't obviously agree with the player mentality. But I'm just letting you know that is a diversity of thinking that's out there right now. So what you do, now I want you to break it down. You, insecure, you passive, you gullible, you Mr. Pushover, elephant in the room. What do you do in those situations? See, most of the time, if you're insecure, you run from them because anxiety strikes and you get caught up in what? What is she thinking about me? What is he saying about me? What are they thinking and saying about me? And then what's it do to you? You curl up in that little ball, you quit eye contact, your shoulders go from square down to here, square down to here, right? And then your chin goes from high to low, and everything about you shrinks. That's the facts about depression, insecurity, and anxiety, right? And then, so instead of facing decisions, you're still facing your own fronting problem, right? So what does that mean? So you're attacked and then you get drained, right? And then you build up this front when you're alone. So when you're in your depression, like in that back corner, and you're like, oh, she did this, he said that, they said this, I'm hurt, they belittled me, they made fun of me, right? And you're like, how do I bounce back? So then we build this front as men because you haven't even stepped into healing from insecurities yet. You haven't even stepped in from facing that you're passive or gullible, because that right there is a huge mission on itself. And so what happens is you build this front that's just thin armor in reality, and it's all emotions and ego, right? So you build up this, I'm not insecure, but now you're even more insecure. When you walk in that front, those people, they can see right through you because they already can read the energy. Because check it out. Think of it like this, man. If you are masculine, right? Women feel that. The ones that cheat on you or are cheating on you because you don't pulsate masculinity. That is part of it. Second of it is they're trash and garbage. Secondly, if you're with somebody you can't commit and they cheat, they're just trash and garbage. If I cheat on somebody, I'm trash and garbage. My values are, right? But also there's part of it to do. Most people break up because of financials or something sexual with intimacy, right? And so a man, what you can do is pulsate masculinity, but you're doing it in the wrong format. You're fronting it, right? What's that mean? Most of you are probably getting beat up by your wife, your own mother, or your brothers or sisters, or your best friend that you don't even know who they really are. Because most times, when you're hurt, you're being hurt by the ones who you think love you the most. That's a fact. okay? And what happens? If you are with a toxic spouse who cheats on you, right? How does she cheat on you? She sees that masculine player, that bad boy, right? That's pulsating that. And when you're out in public, or you're out and you're being the elephant in the room, she's attracting and attaching to that in another man. See what I'm saying? And your passive simp, clucker, or whatever they say, is not attracting nothing. And then you got to realize your own front becomes your own worst humiliation. What do you mean by that? I did this for years. For years, I would go front and build up this little thick, that I thought was thick armor. And I would come up in this front to the people that were hurting and scheming me. And then what was I doing? So the women who were already cheating on me, the people who were already hurting me, what were they doing? They were going, like the women were already going, it's a front. And they weren't feeling it. It was fake energy. And then what were the men thinking? Oh, he ain't man enough, because I would feel it. Men can feel it. Lions can feel other lions in the pack, right? They can feel lions and they can feel lions, because that's just the specifics of the battlefield. And for years, I was fronting it while these men were looking at me going, jokester, little M, right? Little man. And they were true. Some of them was true. Now, the same men, they feel me. They feel the respect when they walk in the room, and they know that I'm not threatened by your manhood, and they might be threatened by me, they might not. But I'm showing up, is what I'm saying. It's not a front. And sometimes you might be that one who's trying to build that fake front for that woman who can see right through you, who's already cheating on you. You're bringing that front to people who can see right through you. They've been doing this for years. You know, most insecure people who are passive and gullible with no spine or steel are usually pushovers. Right here. And then when you wake up, you end up trying to front and try to persuade those who are doing it to you, when immediately they are your training on who you're going to be after. You should immediately walk away from that. You should immediately reflect and go into isolation mode. You should immediately just go, wait a minute, check out, take it from me. For years, I tried to go persuade those with that fake front. And where did it get me? Zero. Got me nowhere. Nowhere. And it's going to get you nowhere too. So what do you need to do? You need to learn how to step away from those situations that you're not facing, you're fronting. But once you step away from those situations that you're not facing but fronting, then everything in life's going to be new. You're going to meet new people. You're going to meet new problems. You're going to meet new people who are going to try to hurt you like those other people did. And guess what? Now it's all new territory, dude. Because now you get a chance to feel sick. Because once you conquer one demon and energy, people use the same demonic energy all the time. And just like, I had a friend named Sean. God bless his heart, his flesh. But the demonic energy in him, I felt and seen the same energy in somebody else. And I didn't identify flesh, because we wrestle not against flesh and blood. I recognized spirits. And I went, wait a minute, let me put some thinking in it. And you start to put these things together, right? And then before you know it, you're reading the room. You're no longer the elephant in the room. And once you separate from that immediate clique who's hurting you, you're going to face situations that are going to hurt you again. But this time, it's going to be little jabs where you're already in reflection mode. So you're catching it. You're like, why is this doing this? Oh, I need to heal in this department. Because if you've attracted toxicity because of your own passive character, you're going to keep trying to do that until you grow out of it. Just like a kid grows out of diapers. Just like somebody goes from training wheels to a bike. You got to look at it like the same format in life. You are going to go from that zero to hero. It's a climb, right? And step 2 is you have to start knowing these situations. And you got to build this thing called, I call it arena stamina, arena vision, arena passion, because you're going to run into problems day in and day out. But it's how you handle those problems, how you face them, right? That's how you do it. So the point of this video is to bring this to your radar, because are you a man who's in those situations? And what are some things I've conquered? I'm 35 years old, And it took me too long to get where I'm at right now. And I don't want it to take you that long to get where you need to be right now. See what I'm saying? So, and I wish I could tell you that when you start seeing all this, and then when them who hurt you see all this, that you're going to just have some big old dinner table together and all just sing Kumbaya. But that's not the answer, dude. It don't work like that. It just doesn't work like that, right? That's not life. Life don't fight fair. And you have to learn that, right? You need to go from passive to tough skin. But the first thing you got to do is recognize the clique. You got to evaluate who you hang out with, right? Because if you are passive, if you are gullible, if you are insecure, why? What's happening? What's poking you? And then most times, dude, 9 out of 10 times, when you become that man, you finally become the man. All those ones who were hurting you don't want you around, because now you went from the one that was a pushover to out gifting them, out reading them, out. You were just gaming now. You went from free throw shooter to sinking every 3-pointer. You went from layup to slam dunk. You went from second string to first string, right? You went from a par game to a hole in one. See what I'm saying? And you went from strikes or strikeouts to home runs. You know, you start going up the stat board, and you got to realize that the clique, when you do get in, they're not going to be like, finally, bro, yeah, you found out we were stooping you and this and then your old lady. No. And it's not meant for you to do that. Most of the time, you don't man up so you can go be like at that high five club with your cliques. No, you man up so you can see and the blinders are off. And you can walk away. You can start over. You can start fresh. That's where you face these situations. Because the reason why you're not growing is you're not facing insecurities. You're not facing your passive character. You're not facing your gullible character. You have to face those situations that poke those emotions. Right? And for me, it started with the game. It started with trigger words created by our government. But now I can thank my government. Thank you. You made me go and grow into the man I am now. So way to grow, right? Way to grow. So now I can look at that game and go, way to grow. Well, my brain is perfectly secure. See what I'm saying? And when you face every situation you face, you start to see the reflection of yourself more and more. You have to face what's in here. You have to face what's in here before you can really face what's out there. Because if you're just stuck in the emotions, dude, you're going to face the whole world in your feelings. And behind your feelings, and behind my feelings, and behind their feelings is absolutely nothing. Eric Thomas, but at the end of every principle is a promise, right? So if you like this video and you want to know more, and it resonates with you, and your mind is thinking right now like, yeah, I need help, don't be afraid to ask, you know? And you can hit me up anytime, call or text, 217-358-5888. I definitely bring a different, unique style of coaching, definitely for the masculine-driven men who don't know they're masculine yet. And if you don't think I can relate with you, let me just share a little backdrop of my life. I've been a player, I've been a cheater, I've been bisexual, I've worn women's clothes, you know, trying to hook up with people in bisexual ways. I've been on Craigslist, I've been humiliated, all my stuff's been circulated, dude. I've been belittled about my junk down there by the whole world, by my family, by friends, by my loved ones. And check it out. I can look at them all now with eyes of love. That's right. I hugged my sister and said, I love you. I hugged my mom and I felt love. My brother, love. You know why? Because I let go. You gotta let it go. So, you know, if you can't wake up, like at least look at somebody else's hellish life they've been through and say, wow, if they can do it, I got a chance too. And that's what it's all about, dude, is reaching out to somebody. But I'm telling you right now, don't BS me if you want to get coached, because I'll see right through you and I'll just back off, because that means you ain't ready yet. And if you really want something like this, go all in with their whole heart, right? Come at me with truth, because God has given me a unique wisdom of views and illustrations, and I can help you and help you face and put you in those situations that are going to either grow you or put you in force you into another season of learning mode. You know what I'm saying? And sometimes that's the best case for you, is to just keep getting brokenhearted until you finally are tired of it. To keep being the elephant in the room until you're finally tired of it. Sometimes it's the best thing for you. And then, but the more and more and more and more and more, if you're in growth mode, eventually you're going to catapult, dude, and be out of it. And it's going to be exciting when you do break through. It's going to be great, and you're going to be a game changer. So, hit the thumbs up button, and definitely hit the bell icon, and share this with your friends, your family. Wives, I don't really teach women. I won't even teach you or your husband together. It's just, I got my reasons behind it. And I think they're very great and backed by facts. So, if your man is like this, follow this content and share this content. And, I want to say to all the women who can hear me, the sound of my voice, don't give up on these men. Pursue helping your men. They need help. We live in a nation that demasculates us 24/7. We live in a nation right now where women want to be in charge and they want to put men in the back room. It's happening. So help them, guide them, don't belittle them. Be a crown to your man's head, right? And get creative. Help him in creative ways where insecurities, because sometimes they can be so insecure, you're trying to help them and they're going to put that front on. And you already see right through it. That's why you're sleeping with that dude down the street. That's why you're flirting with the dude at the office. That's why when you get home, you have to tell him, don't text me, I'm at home now, I'll talk to you tomorrow, and then delete the thread. That's why you're doing that, right? So instead, why don't you help your man and try to work on your relationship? Because there are men who can step out of insecurities. You're looking at one right now. And, Mr. Record Breaker, and he can be one too. So if you like this video, just like it, comment below, and hit me up. It's coach time. Let's go. Rehab is over.